Nox Box, everything you need to take your game from the box to the board.
Hey guys, welcome to Nox Box. I am Nock himself. With me today is Cordial Mob.
Hello.
And we are joined by big Tyranid Gribblies.
Whee.
The Toxicrene or the Malaceptor down there.
So the giant squid thing and the thing that looks like it bulldozes people.
Yes, which is actually a zoanthrope crossed with a Carnifex.
An angry zoanthrope.
That's a thing.
Yeah, and the other one's a giant venomthrope who's met Cthulhu?
Everyone's met Cthulhu. He is our Lord and Saviour.
Squid, squid, squid. Right, let's go.
Crack it open.
Okay, so the Toxicrene and the... No, I'm going to keep forgetting.
Malaceptor.
Malaceptor. Right, looking at the back of the box to get the two different models. This is a multi-part kit, so you can make one or the other. And they look very, very different. So this should be quite nice. One thing I do like is the bit of detail where it's happily squashing a Terminator.
That's not just a Terminator.
It's a Blood Angel one, so it's fine to kill it. Cough. Right, okay.
So, looking at the front picture there, I want to say the wingspan, but I guess the tentacle span of this creature is going to be pretty huge.
The one thing that concerns me with this one is transport.
Yeah, those tentacles. Well, let's see how thick the tentacles are made of, because how thick the plastic is. Right.
Okay.
Yay, instruction booklet.
Instruction booklet. So this is how to make part 1 or part 2.
Toxicrene, Malaceptor.
So it actually looks like a fairly simple kit to go with the differences appearing to be the side panels, which we'll get to, the head,
yeah,
and your arms, because those are...
Ah, so those are solid...
Oh yeah,
one socket for 3 or 4 tentacles to come off from.
Yeah,
okay, that's interesting.
We'll see that in a second. So
I was expecting 4 separate sockets.
So no, that looks quite good. And if we go back...
And that's the zoanthrope
Malaceptor.
Yeah.
The zoanthrope's bigger, brother.
It looks so interesting. So where are the stats? No, where are the rest of the stats? You know, the ones they do in every box set at the moment.
No. This is a bit of an odd one. GW has put up the stats in the White Dwarf, and I believe they are free to download from Black Library.
Well, I was told they were free to download from Black Library, along with this week's new release as well.
Right.
I cannot find them on the Black Library site. When you search for it, it doesn't come up as a Tyranid, Toxicrene or Malaceptor.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, but they are available on the White Dwarf.
Yeah.
In the White Dwarf either. And they have given you the base stat lines. They haven't given you the points cost. They haven't given you any of the special abilities though. So that's an interesting development.
That's very different from what they did, because when we did the Space Wolf unboxings, that had a lot of information in.
So did the Nagash, all the Mortarks, everything recently. This seems to be a different change.
They seem to be changing around quite a lot recently.
Yeah, they can't get the minds up. Never mind, let's look at the model. That's just instructions.
Okay, I'll quickly grab my favourite piece.
The base, which is, okay, it's the monstrous creature size, you can see. Now, to me, that looks small, because I'm used to the end times bases at the moment, which are massive. But that's a decent size. That's a Carnifex, a Hive Tyrant, you know.
Yeah.
Normal big creature.
This is a 2-part kit. And
it's 1 part tentacles.
Several part tentacles. Okay, so we'll start with the... Oh,
you can't start the tentacles. You can't look away from them.
The Toxicrene. So we quickly spin it over. Here is the heads, both sides of it.
Oh, so yeah, there is the small chimneys. Oh.
And that's the side bits in the pulsing sacs along its sides.
Okay. I'm fascinated with the way these tentacles work. They go to one joint, like an arm that separates.
That goes on to there.
Okay. So let me zoom out of it.
That's how I've seen it in the thing.
Yeah.
So that's quite interesting. Then you've got your Squash Terminator. So if I quickly spin him over.
Oh, most of Squash Terminator.
Most of Squash Terminator.
The rest is
and there's his head.
Oh yes, there's his head separately. I'm glad they read that as a separate piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to keep going back to those arms, but that's a very odd decision to go with one arm.
What confused me was it didn't have a sort of locking pin for putting it in.
Yeah.
If this was metal, I'd be, frothing at the mouth, but I knew I'd be pinning it. With this one, I'd probably still be pinning it and supergluing it just to make sure it's got the rigidity. Because if it's got, there'll be a little bit of flex in the plastic, I expect. And
they are quite thick bits of plastic. Even the thinnest area there is still fairly thick.
Yeah.
And it is very, I don't know, it's very rigid. There's not much give at all.
Well, what I'm seeing is that arm's pointing out quite a bit, and then you've got this huge sort of like that, and best right with some of the Carnifex and stuff, they're sort of hulking down, and they sit easily in a carry case. With this going like that, I'm thinking more specialised foam to carry it around.
Yeah, you're gonna need. Do you remember the old school monster cases they did for a while?
Yes.
That maybe you need one of those, but. It's a big. That's a big spread when you look at the size of it, because that comes almost directly out from the model.
Because if we quickly look at here, there's the base, and there's this huge amount of spread. Have they got a picture face on?
We're moaning that that's a pain to carry. Let's take that to the tabletop. When you have that beast on the tabletop with that tentacle span, it's gonna look stunning.
Yeah, but if you can see the tentacles, does that mean you can shoot it? True line of sight.
Yeah, no wingtips don't count.
Thank goodness, he would be in a lot of trouble then. But it's an odd one for movement, I'd say. If you were moving it near dense terrain, I wouldn't want to take one of these to a city fight.
That's going to be a pain to get through any terrain, yeah. You are right, but it's going to be a stunning display case model.
As a centrepiece model, as your personal thing, so a couple of Venom throats and one of these, it's going to look very thematic.
But that being said, that is just the Toxicrene. What about the Malaceptor, or the main body at least? Because the body's the same, isn't it?
It's the main body, so here's the main body. So
I've gone straight down. What on earth is that? All those buboes. It's just the inside of a piece. It looks very cool.
So if I spin it round,
so you can
it's physically see it. So there's the Malaceptor's
Malaceptor, it's got the brain
and
modules.
That's what covers them if you're using the other one.
Oh, for the Toxicrene, yeah.
But this is quite. Like I like this one because it reminds me of old Red Eye with the sort of head plate and stuff like that.
It's got that classic Tyranid 5-segmented head.
Yeah.
All the Nids have those 5 segments on their heads, don't they?
Yeah. Because it's built into that fluff, I think.
Yeah.
Tyran. But I quite like this because it's quite low, hulking, and looks like it sort of prowls round.
It's going to look perfect next to a Carnifex. Yeah. Because it's a very similar body shape.
Yeah.
Very similar style. But then it's got those brains, and it's an odd choice to have such a heavily combat-looking creature be a psychic.
No, think of the Hive Tyrants.
Oh yeah, no, I know the whole time has run on the kind of the hive mind and synapse.
It's going to be the odd. Well, it's like the other version of the Zoanthrope.
Yeah, absolutely. But the Zoanthrope has a fragility when you look at it.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a beefing Hulk. This is a very intimidating thing to come across.
Well,
you look at the size of those pieces.
Yeah.
And it's got decent scything talons, and they're huge scything talons.
Well, monstrous creature, so it ignores armour anyway.
Oh, yeah?
Chop, chop, chop.
So, yeah.
It's a very nice... Because there's the holes for the arms, so you can either have the scything talons, or if you're going for the
huge tentacles.
You have the huge tentacles. I'd be interested to see one of these made up.
Absolutely.
To get more sense proportions between the two of them. But currently, I'm definitely leaning towards the Malaceptor, just because I like how much more intimidating I think it feels.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It does. It has that real, that strength look about it.
This is the thing that rams through the gate and then fries your brain.
Yeah, it makes you shoot yourself.
And things like that. You know, that's quite thematic for Tyranids. Because, you know, look at how heavy set these legs are and, you know, how thick the plating on their head is and things like that. And
absolutely.
The clawed feet.
Oh, the feet themselves are huge.
You can imagine if this thing was running towards you, you'd feel it quite a while away.
Yeah, it's the old T-Rex from Jurassic Park, isn't it? With that ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Yeah, ba-dum. The goat gets it.
But anyway, so that is the kit.
That's a kit, and it's, you know, a very nice piece of kit.
Let's talk rules then. Right, so, you see the model. Rules.
We've had a quick look online.
Absolutely, in the White Dwarf.
And the White Dwarf, because we had to quickly check this up. The Toxicrene's a rather nasty creature. When we originally looked, we thought, oh, it's going to be a bit frail and fragile. And then we read what it did to things like Riptides and Wraithclaws, where it goes, oh, I'll smack you, I roll a 6, you're dead.
Yes.
Explain.
It has a large blast that it's only strength 3, but it's poison 2+. On a 6, it insta kills. And that's a large blast, 2-ups to wound anything.
Yeah.
And 6s, and oh, I'm sorry, Riptide's dead.
Yeah.
And then to go with that, not only is it a menace just to, you know, soft, squishy creatures, vehicles as well.
Well, it's still a monstrous creature, isn't it?
Well, it's still a monstrous creature, but on top of that, its actual attack, let me get this right, as long as you are either an open-topped vehicle,
yeah,
or a vehicle that's already lost a whole point of armour,
yeah, anything that's glanced to then,
it counts as having armour bane.
Ugh.
So the idea is that if there's a hole for you to get a tentacle into, you can rip it open.
And spray poison inside.
Exactly. And with that too...
against orcs. Your battle wagons already taking a whole point for someone's venom cannon. I kill the contents.
And it's amazing. But then you can just rip it apart, because armour bane absolutely annihilates vehicles.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But you think, okay, it's a slow-moving Nid. It's only moves 6 inches a turn. It's not big. You can run. It has a shooting attack, which is really good.
12 inches.
But then, 24, I believe. I think it's a 24-inch range.
Okay.
Let me just double check. I'll be back. So, after consulting the wonderful world of over there, 12 inches, I was lying. It's a 12-inch range.
But it can hide in terrain because
It can hide in terrain.
Shroud.
Which means, I'm out in the middle of the open, so I get a 5-up cover save.
I'm hiding in this bush and spitting out balls of death.
I had a 2-up cover save. Well, not a bush, but, you know, a ruin.
Yeah.
You've got a 2-up cover save.
That's pretty grim.
But then you have a monster that size to hide in a building. So what they've given it enshrouded, they've taken away from the fact it's huge.
You stick it next to a zone throw. They help each other then at that point.
Okay.
Does it stack?
No, shrouded doesn't stack, I believe. Shrouded is just shrouded. So, that is Toxicrene in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's a standard strength 5, toughness 6, I believe. 5 wounds. It's a big Nid, monstrous creature, as you'd expect.
No invulnerable save.
No invulnerable, but it's got shrouded.
Yeah.
Which in some ways is better. Because there's more things that... Well, I don't know. Well, that's leave that one. Malaceptor.
I like this one. I like this one a lot.
I love the aesthetic of this one. Because it just looks like a... it looks so intimidating. It's massive, it's heavy set, it's got a huge cranial set of plating, and then it's got squishy reins behind it.
Yeah.
And I love those squishy reins. I think they look ace, and I think it's really thematic, because it really is just a daddy zone throw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a bit...
The rules are quite amusing for it as well. It can target up to 3 squads.
Yes, it has a repeatable psychic attack.
Which we haven't really come across before.
No, it's a Witchfire, 24 inches. It costs 2 warp charge, so it's easy enough to get off. And you can do it up to 3 times in one shooting phase.
And that's pretty easy in a Tyranid army.
Oh, yeah.
Just because the sheer amount of warp charge dice you're going to be generating from your warriors, your gene stealers, your lords, any zone throwers who happen to be passing.
Actually, the Malaceptor is only a level 2 Psyker.
So that's 1.
Well, that's 2. That's 2 dice, isn't it? You get 1 per level.
Yeah,
so that's 2 dice plus whatever the D6 is. But if you've got a couple, as you said, if you've got 2 or 3 things with level 2, you're going to easily be getting 10 dice a turn. On a 4-up, needing 2 4s to cast it, you're easily going to be casting it twice a turn.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if your opponent nullifies the first one.
You have another go.
I'll do it again, because if a unit's been affected by the power, it can't be retargeted. Not if the unit's been targeted. So you could target a unit, have them deny it, and say, okay,
it's been denied.
Target it again, and do it again, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
As you said, it's a Witchfire power.
Yeah.
You roll 3. It's a 3d6 leadership check, which also hits vehicles.
But they count as 10.
Leadership. Well, either way, on 3 dice, you average 12. Is it on 3 dice? About that 12.5.
Dreadnoughts.
Either way, yeah. And if you fail the leadership test, which you're probably going to do on 3 dice, you do D3 wounds to anything soft and squishy. and 1 glancing hit to any vehicle. And there's no armour or cover saves or invulnerable saves allowed.
So if you're running one of each of them, you stick a hole in the armour and the other one rips it in you.
Oh god, that'd be amazing. Yes, so the Malaceptor runs forward, or doesn't even have to run forward, 24-inch range, so it can sit back. It's got a 5-up invulnerable save, pops a hole in the...
your battle wagon or
so
whatever.
You get a glancing hit on your Land Raider or your Battle Wagon. Like, it's only one glancing, that'll be okay.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, your shooting phase, you've got that, you've got the Armour Bane attack coming through. Oh. Yeah, that's a good little duo, actually.
Or parking lot. I hit that one, then that one, and then I do a template.
Being able to target 3 different people with the same Witchfire power is a really interesting development, and I like it. I think that's a really cool idea.
If they do a new book, I'll be interested to see what change they give to standard zone tropes.
Although I must say, I think there will not be a new book, because they're producing the rules for free on Black Library. Yeah. I don't think there will be a new book, because they wouldn't give you something for free now. They could charge you for next month.
True. I'll be interested to see then what else comes out in this format.
Yes. Well, I know for certain we know
what's coming next week.
We do. We have the Tyranid drop spore. So the drop pod for Nids, there's actually a giant spore where the creatures, either 20 little creatures or 1 monstrous creature, jump into it.
That's quite frustrating.
Drop it down, and then not only does it drop out the models and deep strike, it also then has, I think, 5 venom cannons around the side to shoot. Either way, we'll get next week.
We'll get to that.
That's all next week. It's going to be amazing. And it's a duo kit. There's another new model to go with it.
It'll be wonderful. Right, until next time.
Thanks, guys.
Remember to subscribe to the channel and like us on Facebook for all of your gaming needs.